Welcome back to the Sound for More channel. It's Leo speaking. Today I have the pleasure to continue the journey in learning how to use action inside Loopy Pro. Before I continue, I would like to remind my viewers to subscribe as it helps with growing the channel. Thank you very much. Right, so we are inside AUM. I have created an audio channel, and as you can see, I have Loopy Pro as an audio source. So now we open it and we double click on the header here to maximize the window. Next, we're going to click up here, top left, on the folder icon. Then we select project and we choose a previously created project. Now we select discard changes because we don't want to keep anything that was already on the screen. So you have seen these set up before in other tutorials as we started the journey in learning how to use actions. Today, we're going to see how we can mute and unmute and how we can do that gradually. So we have a button on the left hand side, and then we have a clip on the right hand side which plays just a drum loop which I used before in other tutorials. And this is what it sounds like when I press play on the transport controls of AUM. Now let's click on edit here and let's select the button, and as you can see there are no actions already set up, which means that again if I click on the button nothing happens. If I come and play, as you can see, nothing happens because there is no action set up for that particular button. So let's click on the edit again and let's select that button. And then we're going to add an action when we press the button. So we click on the plus sign. So we already seen the play and stop. We already seen the solo. Next, we have muting. So when you select mute, you have the standard settings. First of all, the target. So you click where it says none. We are going to select the top one for now, which is specific clip. We have only one, this orange one, so we're going to select it. Next, we go back to target and then back to mute. As you can see, in terms of action here, click where it says toggle. You can toggle between mute and unmute, which means if the clip is unmuted, when you click, it will mute it. If it is muted, when you click, it unmutes it. Okay, that is means toggle. Of course, if I set it to mute, it will always only mute that clip, which means if it is already muted, it will try to mute it again and it will stay muted. And the same, of course, happens when you try to unmute. If it is unmuted and you press the button for that particular action, it will try to unmute it again. Now, let's go back to the previous screen. We'll leave everything as it is for now. Back again, we click outside, exit edit mode, click play, and see what happens when I click on the button. As you can see, I have muted the particular clip. If I press again and press again, so you can unmute and unmute the clip. That is the toggle of that particular action. Please also notice that when the clip is muted, the button is red, and when it is unmuted, it is not red or selected or active. Now let's go back to the edit and let's edit the particular action again. Where it says here insert value, you have show active state when unmuted. So when you click on it, it is unmuted at the moment and therefore the button is in red. It's particularly reversing the color. So let me show you again. I exit the edit mode, click play. Muted. When it's muted now, the button is not selected. But when I click on it again, it will unmute the clip and it will look like it's selected. Okay, perfect. Next, let's go back again inside the button and the particular action. So let's reset the value, okay? Below you have a ramp, and which as you start to move, it will give you a different value, millisecond, and then in seconds, up to 10 seconds. Let's set it to something like 4 seconds, like so. So what does that mean? Well, it means that it will gradually mute and unmute the clip, of course, because it's in toggle mode, and it will take roughly 4 seconds to mute and 4 seconds to unmute. So let's try. Let's exit edit mode, and you will see when I click, after I click play, when I click on the button to mute, it will start to flash in terms to signify that the action is being processed, and then of course it will stop flashing when the clip has been muted, and the same when I'm trying to unmute it. As you can see, it has muted and the button was flashing. Now it moved to red because the clip is muted. Now, if I click on the button again, it will start to flash again, and it will gradually, within 4 seconds, unmute the clip. Okay, and this is how you can mute and unmute as an action inside Loopy Pro using a button against a clip. I hope you enjoyed and found the tutorial useful, and as always, see you next time. Bye.